I finally got my first iron-on, vinyl iron-on, you know, just basic stuff, man. T-shirt, not t-shirt, but sweatshirt. So I'm just practicing right now. So on the back of this shirt is my first hoodie vinyl iron-on that I did. Cut it, downloaded the image, cut it, and just stuck it on this shirt. This is an old shirt, you know, an old sweatshirt. I'm just kind of practicing. I'm gonna buy some bulk shirts. So but I want to buy good shirts, you know. I don't want to buy cheap shirts. So I want to buy decent shirts, you know, and decent hoodies, you know, blanks, so I can do whatever I want to do with them. All right, y'all, good morning, good morning. Wednesday morning, me and Christian got just a little bit we're gonna go do. Like I was saying yesterday, you know, we ain't really gonna be making a lot of money this week, but we're not gonna be going backwards either. So, you know, that's why I was so in tune with that job over the weekend, because I kind of knew that was gonna be the last hurrah, you know, before the end of the month. So, yeah. So I kind of want to elaborate on what I was talking about yesterday in the video about the partner thing. You know, seemed like you know when I put videos like that out, I get a lot more response than I do the work videos. Go figure, y'all. I mean, the work videos are what they are. You know, you can only see people cut grass so much before it kind of gets mundane to me. If you're out here doing this every day like I am. I don't go on YouTube to watch people cut grass or do bushes or whatever. I go on YouTube and I like to listen to the commentary of what they're doing, you know. So, and I'm assuming that, you know, a lot of guys that might watch my channel that are in the business, they're the same way. You know, my videos are more about the daily struggle, you know, the daily grind, the good, the bad, the ugly, the, you know, the fair, the unfair, you know, whatever, you know. So, but, you know, sometimes, you know, I like to put videos out about the, you know, that are just the thinking process of things that come up while I'm out here working. You know, Christian asked me a question, being a young man in the game and trying to get in the game, and I feel like it's a broad question that could help other people. Then I'll do a you know, a 10 or 15 minute video on it if it you know, if I can, if I know about it. Now, a lot of you guys came back with some really good comments. You know, talking about your you know, being in business with your brother and that kind of thing, and that's about, like I said yesterday, you know, that's about the only way I think it would work, you know. And I don't even know that it would work like that for long. So yeah, but anyway, we're gonna get on these on this roof and all, and we'll kick back, man. Peace out. All right, y'all. So these are the gutters that we're doing here. So we just got to blow them out. They're really thick though, y'all. So I told Christian that he, you know, this is basically all we're going to be doing today. We got this, and we're going to do the yard right here. So I told Christian that if he could do the gutters without me having to get up there, that and you know, help me with that property there. We're not doing the gutters there, just the yard. That I'll give him $100. So he's going to basically be getting $100 for this gutter job, basically. Y'all see him. But I've done this gutters over here probably at least 15 years. 14 years I had this customer. I've done the gutters over here every year. I think one year I had Bo do them, but I was always up there helping him. See, it's kind of tricky on this lower part. Sometimes if you got a power enough blower, you can, yeah. But it's nothing for him. He climbed right up there, man. See, when I first started doing these gutters, I'd climb right up there. We go up on this side of the garage there, and we do that, and then this, and then you got to get up to that high part, and it's kind of sketchy getting up there. And the older I get, y'all, the sketchier it is. So, but Christian, woo! Can you stand on the edge and blow this? You might be able to blow that from there.
Yeah, I'll rest this down.
All right. Look good, man. So he's basically going to get $100, y'all, for, an hour, basically. But it's an hour, it's an hour of sketchy, kind of sketchy work, but this is what we have to do in the summer and the winter time. This is what we have to do, and then he's going to have to come out, I'm going next door to start on this property next door. So when he comes down, he'll know to blow everything off, get all this stuff away from the house, and hell, probably just go and blow it through the wood line. So yeah, but yeah, looking good, y'all. The wintertime is well, you gotta do what you gotta do, and I don't normally pay somebody $100 in an hour and a half. So, but I'm gonna do it today. Well, because I know that he ain't worked a lot, and I know that he needs money, and it's the holidays, and that's how Ray rolls, man. So this is all we're gonna do today. Today I'll probably make $150 total today. Then I gotta take fuel out of that, so I might make $100. But you can't worry about that, because you got to think about all the good that I did and all the good money that I made this past weekend. So I'm just using that money that I made this weekend to disperse throughout the week. That's what business people do. They have good days, they have bad days, and they try to use the good days to level out the bad days. All right, y'all, I'll kick back. Hey, y'all, we did all right today. And, the holidays bring a lot of challenges if you're in this game. Because, the work just slows down. So, you got to be ready for that. It used to be really hard for me to make it through the winter, man. And I was probably doing this 10 years before I really mastered the ability to make it through the winter. There is a certain, thing that you have to be doing all the time in order to, make it through the winter, be able to pay your bills, and even flourish, if you can. The winters these days are a lot better for me than they used to be, and they're almost as good as the summer. When you compare it to like your expenses and your time and everything, but without the summer work, you wouldn't have the winter work, because you wouldn't have enough contacts to have work in the wintertime like I do now. If it wasn't for the lawn care stuff, then I wouldn't know all the people that I know and all the contacts that I've developed. You just gotta stay in it, you know, for years, you know, to really get the most money. And to me, y'all, it really ain't no different than a regular job on that part. Because if you worked a regular job, if I worked a 9 to 5, right, in any field, it wouldn't matter, and I was working there 15 years, well, I'm going to be at the top of my game in 15 years. I'm going to be running a department, or a manager of some type, or something. I'm not going to be the same employee at 15 years in that I was at 1 year in. And that's the way it is out here too. And don't be fooled, it will creep up on you. You know, I looked up in one day, and I looked up, and I was, man, 8 years in. I've been doing this stuff 8 years. And then it was 10 years, and it was 12 years, and it was 15, you know, 14 years. And now I'm at 15 years in, man. And it's never been better. Every year, it gets better and better. My bottom number is better and better. And that don't happen by mistake, or by coincidence, or by luck. That happens because of the experiences that you have out here in year 1 to 14. So the 15 year is going to be better than the 14th year. Now, there's a lot of things that can go wrong, but a part of learning, and a part of building, and a part of being in the same game for 15 years is you can minimize some of those things by your preparedness, you know, being prepared for stuff, which goes right back to what I talk about all the time. Be smart with your money. You know, there's plenty of times out here in the 15 years I've been, especially, you know, I guess about year 6 or 7, that's when my eyes started really opening up and seeing the real potential out here. Now, I didn't have the finances to do what I wanted to do, as far as, you know, I don't know, with equipment and all, but, you know, what that tells you is that you're not ready to do this or that. You got to learn. And, you know, yesterday I was talking about, you know, a lot of people want the fast track, and there is a fast track, but I don't know it. You know, the fast track to me would be like, say somebody in your family is already in the game, and you've been working for them since you was 14, you know, and so by the time you're 21 or 23 or whatever, you know as much as somebody that's been in it for 10 or 12 years. You know more than a 30-year-old would know. And then you know, you got hardcore mentors that have been teaching you since you was a boy to how to do this type of work, and you can piggyback off of their contacts and off of their equipment to help you get your own equipment and that kind of thing. You know, that's the fast track. To the average Joe that you know, comes up like I did, where it's just middle class, you know, nobody ever really had a lot of money, and nobody was missing a meal, but, you know, nobody ever really had a lot of money. Nobody was really hardcore educated, you know. I graduated high school, and, you know, then went back to school and got an associate's degree in CAD drafting, but my employer, you know, sent me there, you know. So there's just no fast way to do it. And even if you have a lot of money, you know, there's still, you can't buy contacts with money. Now, it'll help you get more equipment, and you might be able to grow a little bit faster. But I have found, and it's not always true, but I have found that people that come up with money, you know, that they're raised and have always had money in their life, where things were not a problem. They were raised that way. Their folks had money, their grandfolks had money, blah, blah, blah. Well, not all the time, but a lot of the time, they don't have the work ethic it takes to grow, to build contacts, because they never had to do that, right? They've always just been able to buy what they wanted to buy. See, I think you come out a lot better if you come from nothing and grow your business that way, because then you are rounded about all the things that can happen, all the good and the bad, and that kind of thing. See, I come from nothing. I don't come from money. I don't come from anything like that. I come from a high school education and and work ethic. That's where I come from. Now, there have been people along the way in my journey here that have helped me. My father-in-law loaned me money, and anybody that's watched the channel, y'all probably know that. He's loaned me money, from time to time to help me get over humps. But he would have never loaned me the money if he didn't see me out here in the grind with the hardcore work ethic. He would have never loaned me the money, because he would have assumed that I can't pay it back. And it's been probably 6 or 7 years since I've borrowed money from my father-in-law. I just, I don't know, I just had learned to manage my money. And of course, you have to be making good money, and of course, you got to be making enough money to manage too. You can't be out doing 3 yards a day. I put a lot of time into this business to grow it and to get it to a point of where it's at today. And I'm not where I want to be, but I'm getting better and better at running it. I'm getting better and better at getting more lucrative work, and I'm getting better and better at what kind of equipment I buy and that kind of thing. And a lot of you younger guys think, well, hell, just give me a damn Skag mower and I'm in business, or give me a big boy, a brand new big boy commercial mower, and I'm in the business. But you're not. That's not true. Because you got to have the customers, and you're not going to get good customers off the muscle. You're going to get all the customers that a guy like me don't want, and there's a reason why guys like me don't want that customer. You got to go through them to get to the good customers, to the lucrative customers, to the ones that are paying for not having to worry about their yard instead of paying for just somebody to do the yard. There's a difference in customers as you grow. I don't do yards for customers that nitpick and that kind of thing, and that are question the money. I don't work for those people no more. I used to, but I don't, not no more. And when that comes up in a customer relationship, I usually drop the customer, because I know what I need to make out here, and if they're gonna cry about everything, there's too much of a headache for me. So the fast track out here, I don't know of one. I don't, because you're not going to fast track good customers. It takes years to build a good customer base. Now, I know there's things that you can do to do it faster than I did. There's a lot of things that were going against me that maybe a younger man is not going to have going against him. the number one thing is I'm a homeowner. I had to make my mortgage every month. So a kid that lives at home with mom and dad, they're going to have an advantage to me over that. They're going to be able to get their money right quicker, because I had to pay, I'm paying, $1,100 a month mortgage the whole time I've been in business, the whole time. Never was not able to make my mortgage, never. So that, goes back to, well, I want to own things. I don't want to, rent. I don't want to lease equipment. I don't want to rent equipment. I don't want to lease a house or rent a house. I want to own a house if I can, And a lot of those decisions that I made, back in the infancy of my business are boding well for me now. Because if I were trying to buy a house now, well, it would be double what I pay for the house that I'm in now. The house that I live in now, though not extravagant, nothing, I don't know, nothing special, but it's mine, and I got it laid out, the property laid out in a way I could put equipment. And, there's no HOA. There's a lot of good things about living where I live. Do I want a bigger place? Of course. Will I eventually get a bigger place? Most likely. But I'm not going to make any rash decisions on that. I'm going to let my money build naturally, and when it comes time to pull the trigger on another house, I will. And this, where I live at now, is a great area, and if I sell this house, I'll make money on it. But then I gotta buy a house, because I'm not gonna live in a terrible area. So why do anything? Why not just get my money right while I'm paying $1,100 a month in the mortgage? Building equity up, There's a lot of things that you can do in your business and in your personal finances to help your business. So, like if I were renting all this time that I've been in business, well, then that would be not nearly as good as owning. I'm going to get out of the rent game just as quick as I freaking can, whatever it takes. Because I don't want to be 65 years old and still renting. Because once, and I have rented plenty, once you fall into the renter's cycle, it's very hard to get out of the renter's cycle. Very hard. Because unless you just hit a windfall of money and you're able to go right out and buy a place because you got a chunk of money or whatever, because every month, when I was renting, y'all, and it's been 20 years since I rented a place, when I was renting, every month, when I wrote the landlord a check for $600, $800, whatever it was, I felt like I was just giving that money away. Even though I had a place to stay, I was never gonna, I was adding value to a property that's never gonna be mine. Every time I made his mortgage for him. Now, it ain't his fault. It was me for being in the renter's cycle, the renter's trap. So, if you're renting, and anybody that is renting, they all probably want to get out of the rental game, because you're limited on everything. You can't do nothing with the property, so nothing. There's nothing against renting, it's just not for me, because I don't like giving money away. When if I own it, I'm not giving money away. I'm going to always get every dollar back. I'm going to get every dollar that I ever put into this house back, and I got to live here. In the rental game, you're not going to get near a dollar back that you put in it. And you're certainly not going to get a profit. I'm going to get every dollar back that I put into this place and double it and live here. So at the end of the day, I'm basically going to be living here for 20 years or 15, 20 years for free. That's the reality of it. As opposed to a renter, add that $800 a month up, and for 20 years, and what do you got? You know, $120,000 in and never going to get nothing out. And you're 90 days away from getting evicted at any point in time with nothing. Don't fall into that trap if you don't have to. And I understand, you know, I've fallen on hard times and made bad moves in my life and got into and fell into the renter cycle. But as soon as I saw an opportunity to get out, I did. And I never looked back. So if you're young and you're in the renter's game, you want to try to get out of that. And working hard, being smart with your money, that's the way to get out of it. You know? Which enables you to do other things. Which enables you to be better in business because you don't have to spend as much. It costs more here where I live at, and I don't know about anywhere else. Where I live at, the house diagonal from me, they rent it out. Okay? $1,600 a month they're renting that place out for over there. Same style house, same square footage as mine. They're renting it for $1,600 a month, and they're getting it. My mortgage is $1,100 a month. Mortgage is $1,100 a month. They're spending $1,600 a month, and they're never going to own it. Good people, I like them, and you know we're great friends and all, but they're never going to own it. And as they've been living there for about 6 years or so, me and the husband talk all the time about he wish he could get the freaking out of that rental shit. So if I was renting here and had been renting here for 15 years, then that wouldn't be good. You know, if there's other options, if there's other ways, if I'm in control of maybe not renting. See, I feel the same way, and y'all know this really, about renting equipment. I will rent it, but the numbers are going to have to be pretty friendly for me to go through that. It's going to have to be a good job to where I'm going to make my money. I'm going to make up on the rental on my time, or the customer's paying for it, or whatever. You will not see me rent equipment often. I'm more likely to go buy it, then turn around, use it, and then sell it for what I bought it for. I mean, that's, you know, and I feel the same way on any rental front, whether it be a property, a lake house, a boat, or equipment, you know, whatever. I hate renting, y'all. And there are things that you can do in your business to keep you where you can make better moves, because your finances are better off and they're healthier if you're not renting and you're in a mortgage, because you can always borrow money against the house if you have to. Now, I could borrow $100,000 against this house anytime I want to right now. I could do that. Pre-finance, and you know, the house is worth double what I paid for it. I could borrow $100,000, no problem, y'all. I'm telling you, no problem. But the reason I can do that is because I don't rent. And another reason why I can do that is because I don't do that. See, a lot of people, you know, their credit gets so screwed up and I've not always had great credit. It's been a work in progress for ever since I've been in business. When I first started out, I couldn't get nothing on credit. Nothing. I couldn't even get a freaking cell phone without putting a deposit down. I couldn't get my power turned on without putting a deposit down. I couldn't do anything. Every vehicle I had to pay cash for it because I couldn't finance nothing. But over time and over earning, which is hard work and earning money, I've been able to stay consistent. And once I got into this house, I knew then that I was going to be okay. That all I had to do was come up with the $1,100 a month, and I knew everything else was going to work itself out. And it ain't always been pretty. I ain't always, been able to make the mortgage with ease. I've always made it, but it ain't always been easy. I've never had to borrow money to make my mortgage, but it has been stressful at times, in the very beginning. And it comes back to self-discipline and being smart with your money. And I've learned to be smart with my money. I've learned that. And you can learn it too. It's really, money and the way you spend money is about self-discipline. That's what it's about, Like, I have a lot more self-discipline with money than my wife, right? And she knows that, and I know that. But there's a lot of things that she's really good at too that I'm not. Money just ain't one of them, And that's okay, because I'm going to protect us. And I'm not talking about physically protecting my wife with my pistol or my dukes. That's not protection there. I'm talking about protecting our future and making sure that we're going to be okay in life and in our finances. And since I know that she's not so great with money, and I know that I have learned to be good with money, that she knows and I both know that we're going to let me make the big financial decisions, because I got my finger on the pulse of it, of our finances. So, and that's okay. That's what she's comfortable in that, and that's good, because I'm not going to have it any other way. I'm not going to let anybody else run my finances. Who better to run my finances than me? Especially when I'm not a millionaire or multi-millionaire or nothing, so I don't need an assistant to run my money. So but when I was young in this business, if I had made bad moves or not so smart moves in my living and my rental or buying, then my business would not be as successful, or wouldn't be would not be on the track to be successful. It would have taken longer, because I was going to have to be spending money on things that I don't have to spend money on now. Moving always costs a bunch of money, and when you rent, a lot of times you move a lot. At least I did, But I'm getting on my soapbox now, and again, I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, and cherish the times with your family, and and do the next logical thing, man, in your business. Do the next thing that makes sense. Not what you want to do, not what people are telling you to do, but what makes the most sense. And that is not going out and buying a jet ski. And that is not going out and buying a Harley. If you're trying to be in business for yourself and you are trying to build a business, you have to sacrifice a lot of those toys until you get to a point where you can have those type of toys. Who the hell wants a toy like that when they can't afford to pay for it? Not me. Who the hell wants to go on vacation to Italy when they come back they owe everybody and their daddy? That's not a vacation to me. Vacation is a state of mind. When I go on vacation, I want to know that all my bills are taken care of and that I have something to come back to. Just saying. But work hard and good things will happen for you. Be honest and don't beat nobody. Good things will happen for you. And, don't be shady. Don't be trying to get every dollar, when you know that it ain't right. Just do the next right and logical thing at the end of the day. And, we all know the difference between right and wrong. We know what that is. That's why things don't happen for guys like Bo. Because he's not doing the right things. Nothing ever good's going to happen for him. Because he's not living right. The good Lord, powers to be, is not going to let you be shady and benefit from that long term. Not going to do it. It's not going to happen. You might think it'd happen. You might think you got over. You didn't. You're always going to pay the price at some point, in some form or fashion. Always. Always. You might not even recognize that you're paying the piper. But when you live right, do right, act right, and treat other people right, then good things are going to happen for you. And I know you guys, a lot of you guys think I treat Bo wrong and this and that. I don't. I'm okay with that. I don't treat Bo wrong at all. I treat Bo straight up with Bo about everything. And he doesn't I don't take advantage of Bo like a lot of you guys have said in the past. And now I think a lot of you guys are realizing what I was saying, but y'all just didn't know Bo like y'all know him now. Y'all have a happy Thanksgiving. I'm gonna go in here and it's Sammy time. We didn't see y'all. See ya.